Good morning, children. Children, I welcome you all to today's session of Merchant of Venice. And we are on Act 2, right? Now, in Act 1, we saw all the characters being introduced and the signing of the bond has occurred between Sherlock and Antonio and Bassanio. Because Bassanio needed 3,000 ducats to go to Belmont to woo Portia, which Antonio at that time didn't had. So Antonio had to sign this bond. At the same time, in Act 1, Scene 2, we saw that the wooing of Portia is going on. And there were 6 suitors who had come, but without much troubling, they moved out. And at the end of Act 1, Scene 2, we saw the announcement of the arrival of Prince of Morocco. In the Act 2, Scene 1, we are going to witness the interactions between Prince of Morocco and Portia. Right? Now, Prince of Morocco, because he belongs to Africa, and that too, that part of Africa where the sun rays fall obliquely, has a very dark complexion. He is very brave, he's a great fighter, but even then his looks are very dangerous. So when he gets the first glimpse of Portia, he is not able to believe that such a beautiful lady can exist in this world, and he felt that this lady is going to reject me outrightly just because of my looks. So, out of that guilty conscious in him or inferiority complex, he expresses his feelings. See, Scene 1, Act 2, Scene 1. Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Flourish of cornets enter the Prince of Morocco and his train, Portia, Nerissa, and others attending. Morocco. Mislike me not for my fair complexion. Mislike me not for my complexion. The shadowed livery of the burnished sun, to whom I am a neighbor and a near bred. The fairest creature northward born, where Phoebus' fire scarce thaws the icicles. And let us make incisions for your love. You see, Morocco says to Portia that do not reject me or mislike me for my this kind of dark complexion, because I live in a where the sun casts its direct shadow, right? Or where the sun rays fall obliquely, and I am the neighbor to the nearest, which is very very near, or rather nearest sun. That is why the area's entire area is very hot, and my complexion is like that. And he says, then he expresses bravery and says, what the fairest creature which is born in the north, right? And please ask him to have a fight with me to prove whosoever likes you the most, right? And let us cut ourselves and show whose blood is reddest, right? His or mine, right? Now this means let us have a fight between me and the fairest creature, northward born, and let us see who is more brave, who is braver. I tell the lady, this aspect of mine hath feared the valiant. And he's saying, lady, the aspect of me as a warrior is what is being most dreaded by most of the people, and they are afraid of me. Hath feared the valiant. By my love, I swear, the best regarded virgins of our clime have loved it too. And he's saying, I swear by my love that most beautiful uh, unmarried girls of that time admire me for my bravery. I would not change this hue except to steal your thoughts, my gent. And he's saying, I'm not going to change my appearance or my look, but if you want me, then I'm even ready for that. Just for your love, I can change it. Now, Portia. In terms of choice, I'm not solely led by the nice discretion of maiden's eye. Besides, the lottery of my destiny bars me the right of voluntary choosing. So Portia says, I cannot. Um, if you're talking in terms of choice, then I can. I'm not the only one who can take a decision on that, right? And I do not believe in the looks that what as a girl I'm saying, I should take a decision on the virtue of that. I'm not that kind of person. And also, the lottery of my destiny, this entire lottery which has been set up by my father, it stops me from making any choice, and it debars me from the right of choosing my husband. Right? But if my father had not scanted me and hedged me by his wit to yield myself, his wife who wins me by that means I told you. I says, yes, it was my father who, through his wit, he has designed all this, and he has made agree to it that whosoever wins this cask, this lottery, I'll be that person's wife. Right? So you yourself, renowned prince, then stood up fair as a corner. I have looked on yet for my affection as any comer. So he's saying, and so thereby, O prince, you have a very fair chance of winning me, just as the others have. Right? Hearing this, the Prince of Morocco becomes inflated. Now, this is a very, very famous speech of Prince of Morocco. All the two, three speeches. The first one, see in this, what you need to learn is that the place where he lives, the shadowed livery of the burnished sun, to whom I am a neighbor. You need to learn this because that means that area where he belongs to is very near to the sun, and there the sun casts its maximum rays of shadows there. Then he challenges, bring me the fairest creature northward born, where Phoebus' fire scares the icicles. This one. He's saying that he asks them to bring the fairest creature who is born in the north, where the Phoebus fire, sun, the fire of the sun, right, cannot even reach to that region, right? And let us draw incisions like, and let us go for a fight between to prove who is braver. Right? You need to learn these two things. Then the Portia replied that she is not directed solely by his maiden's eye. And now in this speech, Prince of Morocco, even for that I thank you. Therefore I pray you lead me to the casket to try my fortune. So he becomes in to hear this. He feels as if Portia has an admiration for him, and he says that for that I thank you. And he just says, take me to the lottery of chance. I want to open the casket. Right? And then he takes out, now see from here the important text begins. uh, See his wars by this sky meter. Once again, by this sky meter that slew the Sophie. Right? All these are very important. By this sky meter that slew the Sophie and the Persian prince that won the three fields of the Sultan Solomon, I would outstare the sternest eye that look outbrave the hurt most daring on this earth. And then he takes out a small sword and says, by this sword I've slayed, killed the Sophie and a Persian prince, and then won three fields, means three battles with Sultan Solomon's army. And he says, I can stare the outstare the sternest eyes, the most dreaded eyes in this world, outbrave the heart most daring on the sun. And then I can just I can lower the bravery of the bravest of the people, then pluck the young sucking cubs from the she bear, because it is believed to be the most dangerous thing that when a bear is feeding her baby, then it is advised that you should not come near to her, because then she is the deadliest. And he says ki at that moment also I am ready to take her baby away. Mock the loin when he roars for prey. He says I can mock the loin when he is very hungry and he is roaring to have prey, to win the lady. But alas the while. But here comes the irony that he can do all these acts of bravery, but look what a fortune he's having, that for winning the lady's hand, what he will have to do, he will have to play a game of dice. Now, if there can be a competition between Hercules and Lichas, right? Hercules, as you all know, is a Greek logical great, very warrior, and Lichas is his servant, who is a very weak one. and it is to be decided between the two that who is the best, and the decision needs to be taken through a game of dice. And the person whose throw is greatest is regarded as the bravest, right? And he says that this can make the weaker hand strong, because yes, it's a throw, it's a lottery. So is Alcides beaten by his page, and so may I, he sings, and so thereby it can happen. The great Alcides or Hercules is beaten by his servant, and so may I be, because it's a blind fortune leading me, miss that will one unworthier may attain and die with grief. It's saying it's like a blind fortune, and which it might be that I might lose it, and somebody else who is unworthy to it might win it. Portia, you may take your chance and either not attempt to choose at all or swear before you choose. If you choose wrong, never to speak to lady afterward in the way of marriage, therefore be advised. Right? So Morocco says, no, I will not. Take me to the chance, and I'm ready to. Because Portia here has just said that you should take your chance or you should not attempt it. Whatever it is, you should tell us, and before you choose it, then you should swear, right? That if you choose the wrong casket, you will never speak to any lady afterward. Right? Portia, first forward to the temple, and after dinner your hazard shall be made. Portia says, let's go to the dinner, and after that you will try your luck. Morocco, good fortune then to make me blessed or cursed among men. So Morocco says, may all the good fortune fall upon me, right? And it should be that whether I am the one or the cursed one will be proved. And with that, we come to the end of Act 2, Scene 1. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did in making it. Until we meet again, it's a goodbye.